All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining our Virginia Broker Roundtable with Tracy Brown. Before we begin, I want to show you a few updated features that we do have on AJI University. So let me just pull that up on my screen here for you guys. So we do have a new instant chat system that you can use when you are on AJI University. We have updated it, so now as you can see on my screen here, it is a bar. If you just click on this bar here, type in your name and your email, you will be able to chat with someone from corporate instantly. So that is something new that we have on AGIU. I also want to point out our AGI corporate team here. We do have a support team, myself, Sheena Massey, and Tori Hunter. You can always email us with any general questions or we will point you in the right direction. We have our events manager, Victoria Moody. Our accounting department with Shannon. If you are looking for a check or you need to make a payment, you can always reach out to her. Our recruiting department with Alicia Aratari and Jeff Jabora. And last but not least, our operations manager, Jill Lemons. So always feel free to reach out to any of us and we will be happy to help you. I would now like to introduce Tracy. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Sheena. It's afternoon here. I'm glad to have you on the line once again, once a month, and time flies so fast. Everyone listening today, this will be a brief broadcast, a brief message, but I think is important to cover this topic here, the topic is about lead follow-up. Lead follow-up is essential to you doing more business and being more productive. So there are 5 principles of lead follow-up that I would like to share with you today. See, a real estate lead is only as good as your ability to follow up and engage the person. So what we're going to, the client or the customer, however you want to use that term. But anyway, let's get right to it. I want to talk with you about the 5 principles of lead follow-up. First, before you talk about the 5 principles of lead follow-up, you have to determine your definition of a lead. Over the months that I've talked with you, if you've continued to listen to the audio broadcast, the roundtable discussions, I've shared with you what a lead was. You have to define your lead. Now, as often talked with you about when I was very active in the business on the day-to-day base, just focusing totally on listings and sales, my goal was looking for a lead. To me was someone who wanted to buy or sell a home in 14 days or less. You say, well, how were you able to do that, Tracy? Well, I had a lot of contacts and I followed up very well with my contacts. So that was my definition of a lead. Now, what is your definition of a lead? Someone who wants to buy or sell a home in what time frame? You keep that in mind. See, the more contacts you have, the lesser days you will use in reference to the quality of a lead or defining your lead. Now, once you understand your definition of a lead, there are 5 key principles that you want to follow to be effective with your leads. See, it's tough when you work so hard to get a lead and then you find out that you didn't service the lead or follow up with the lead, so therefore you didn't get the business. The first step in following up with the lead is understanding about being systematic. Complete the same follow-up action for every good lead until you have made a contact and had a thorough conversation. So what I mean by that is you want to have a process like day 1, you do a phone call and a follow-up email. Day 2, a phone call and a text. Day 3, send an email. Now, you can automate this. This all can be done automated with a drip mail campaign. There's programs out there also that you can automate all your letters. I use Realty Juggler. Realty Juggler is a program that you can use as an agent. As soon as you get a client, a prospect, you can put it into that system and to do a drip mail campaign for 13 weeks if you want to. And it's in exactly the follow-up how you chose to have it follow up. Now, I know that Realty Juggler system is only, you ready for this? $99 a year. Yes, it's very inexpensive, but it's a powerful program. And it integrates with a lot of different type lead contact management programs. Well, I know I do Zillow, and once you get a lead from Zillow, you can connect it with your Realty Juggler where it automatically connects, and then it begins the lead follow-up with that person, and you never even touched it. awesome way to follow up with your leads. So I say you have to be systematic. Have a systematic system of following up with that person. And, you know, we used to joke in the business, we're going to follow up with that person till they buy or die. But don't do that. And that was our motto, what we would do. You have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them too. If it looked like that they're giving you the signs that they're not going to do business at all, you have to know when to let it go. Next is, after being systematic, you got to be persistent. If you rejected the first time, that's okay. Offer to send them information. If they reject to give you an appointment the first time, you want to offer to send them some information. Then when you send them the information, you want to follow up with that information. Hi, Susie, or hi, Bob. I sent you the information in reference to your home. I would like to know, when would you like to discuss? All we need to do now is set the appointment so I can get you what you want and the time you want. Won't that be great? Man, I love scripts. I memorized these scripts over the years. So we say be systematic. You got to be persistent. And the next one, ABCs for appointment. Remember the ABCs for appointment. What an ABC for appointment is? Always be closing. See, during a phone conversation, if your lead asks you to send them an email because they're too busy, we want to be able to reply with a response to that. So, well, when is a better time to call you back? So you want to always be closing towards an appointment. That's the ABC, always be closing towards an appointment. It said be systematic, be persistent, the ABC towards an appointment. And then also I share with you, be purposeful in your follow-up. When you follow up with them, have a purpose for following up. Hi, Bill, or hi, Jane. I just want to follow up with the information I sent you to see if you have any questions about it. Or hi, Bill, and hi, Jane. I want to tell you about the market right now. The market is really changing. It's a great market, a great time for you to purchase a home right now or to put your home on the market. So you want to follow up with a purpose. And I always like to remember a little special tidbit too that the client or the prospect tells me. Say, for instance, the client says, you know, my son just fell off the ladder. I got to go and help him right now. And you have to call me another time. Okay, I'll follow up with you next week about the same time. Okay, great. Bye. Bing. Well, if they do that, when you call back and follow up and said, hi, Mary, or hi, Bill, how was your son? Was he okay? I know the last time we spoke on the phone, you said he had an injury. He fell off the ladder. Just want to see if he's okay. Then they said, oh, he's fine. Thank you. I'm sorry I have to get off the phone. Then you want to say, well, by the way, I wanted to share with you how we can help you get what you want and the time you want. Won't that be great? When are you planning on moving? Boom, I'm right back at my scripts again. I keep going to the scripts. I love the scripts. But anyway, that's exciting. So I say be systematic, be persistent, ABCs for an appointment, be purposeful with your follow-up, and last, contact consistency. Maintain contact with a good lead that may turn cold if you don't stay on top of them. So what I'm saying is you have to maintain contact with that good lead. You have to continue to follow up with them. You got to be consistent with them, and you will get results. Will you get 100% results? Won't be 100% results, but your closing ratio will be extremely high if you follow this process. Do you have a follow-up rule? What is your follow-up system for best practices? I hope the information I share with you today can make an impact. I've given you 5 principles of lead follow-up. Be systematic, be persistent, ABCs for an appointment, that's always be closing, be purposeful on your follow-up, and be consistent with your contact. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to talking with you later. Have a great day. Make those sales.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you everyone so much for joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed this fabulous webinar, and we will see you all next month. Bye, guys.